How's it going, everybody? In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this level 6 class 6 spray skirt. And if you're anything like me and you've ran a drop before and your spray skirt has imploded and you've ended up being stuffed somewhere where you probably don't want to be, you know what? The actual spray skirt implosion is one of my most main concerns while I'm kayaking. Spray skirt implosion, broken paddle, and then, you know, kayak. And there's several other factors in there. But a blown spray skirt could really lead to a lot of problems if you're ever running like some serious drop. It don't even have to be a very high drop. You know, I've ran smaller, you know, 5-foot ledges and the water's hit the skirt and imploded the skirt. Or hit coming off a drop and I've had the skirt go up and then pop off the rim. And there has been some attempts in an implosion-resistant bar and things like that in a skirt, but I don't think any of that crap ever worked, in my opinion. I have been using this skirt probably for around about a month now. I had it on different runs. I took it up to the Smokies, paddled around with it on. Now, obviously, I haven't ran any big drops in it. Now, some of the team guys have ran some big drops in this thing, and it's held up. But a lot of people, just so everybody understands, you don't have to be running super high, like class 5 drops to get a skirt like this. Even a big hole or like a wave combination and a small tight ledge hole a ledge hole worries me more than I've been on some ledge holes that are only 4 feet high, but they scare the crap out of me. But one thing that you're going to have to understand, everybody, is putting this thing on is a kind of a chore. So what level 6 recommends you do is wet it down with warm water and then set it on a boat overnight. But I didn't even use the water. I've got my reactor here and I set down in the skirt, set inside the kayak, and then I let the skirt set on the boat overnight. And by the next day, I could put the skirt on no problem. I was like throwing this thing on, you know, almost one-handed. It's easier. You want to grab it on each side right here and not by its grab loop while you're putting it on. Just a kind of a tip for you guys. So this has a memory ran to it, and check it out. They did it in this cool purple color. How cool is it? It's the first purple spray skirt I've ever seen. I wish more manufacturers would do kind of like colored spray skirts and like that. I think this looks nice. Okay, so if you guys are wondering about sizing on here, I think this comes in 2 sizes. The regular cockpit, which is large, and I got mine in an extra large cockpit because I go mostly between Piranha and Dagger, and well, let's just say I go through all types of kayaks. So I like having more of a larger kind of fitting spray skirt. I don't see an issue, but you know what? To make things easier, level 6 does have a skirt sizing chart on their website. I'll leave a link to that where you guys can go check that out. You get to choose the boat, and then you can choose whatever size rims on it, and then they'll give you the best suggestion on what they think is the best spray skirt size for you. And on tunnel sizing, I'll usually kind of bounce between medium and large, depends on the time of year. If I'm wearing a lot of dry suit and a lot of like gear and stuff, I'll usually go large or extra large just to be a little looser fitting. But if it's summertime or something like that, I'll go usually a medium or large. I'll stay somewhere in that. I wouldn't recommend cutting your spray skirt because you lose this, you know, stitched up here. But you know what? If you want to do it and you want to go with a shorter ran for whatever reason, go ahead and do it. Me personally, I'd never do that. At least they give you that option. They give you a line to follow because obviously trying to stay with a straight line is pretty tough. And check out, they have this beaded stuff right here that will hold on to a tunnel or around your waist right there, and that works really well. You can see the stitching going around there. They ran this grip type material around the rim just to give you that extra bite going around the rim. But here's what I like that they did. They double stitched the ran inside there, and this is that ran that kind of looks like those windshield wipers, those trifold. This is actually a quad fold. Look at that. We got the quad fold purple, you know, ran going on, and they've stitched it around there. But then they put this little flap that goes around the outsides, and the front of the rim is up higher than the actual kind of like where the rand is. So that's actually really smart, because if you look at that, you want that rand to fit up under this wide combing, because look at that, that's almost an inch of combing right there. So you don't want your spray skirt to be like level right there. So that actually fits way better. And when this thing is on, it's on there. The handle looks to be like an updated handle on here. They've got this stitched webbing that's kind of going around. I don't see this coming off or breaking. It actually stitches through here. You'd have to break the rand to have that handle come off. This neoprene is an updated neoprene neoprene. I don't know the thickness. Maybe it's a 5mm neoprene, but they put this coating on top of it that gives it a little more abrasion resistance. You see how the Ace is, and look at how this Class 6 is. That's awesome. This thing feels durable. Everybody, durability is also another big factor for me on how well something holds up over time. And these things look like they're going to be really good. I like the feeling of that neoprene. So this right here is the Kevlar fiber that they've ran along this whole area right here. It goes all the way from the edge of the combing all the way up to midways through the spray skirt. Very impressive on that. And you can see back here where they've taped and stitched all that. So that's stitched and taped at the same time. You know what? The more stitching and taping going on, the happier person I am, that's for sure. So now let's just go ahead and let's talk about this valve. So this valve right here is a pressure relief valve. That's a one-way valve for air to come out, but water and air not to go in. So why is that important right here? Because when you're coming over drops, a lot of times you'll come off a drop, which I think has happened to me. I think this is how my skirt blew, is when you hit and the air inside your boat, so if your boat flexes a little bit, the air has to go somewhere. Well, it's not going to go out that little drain plug. It's going to want to go out through the skirt. So what it does, it blows the skirt up, and when that happens, the corner of the skirt will lift up, let the air out, and then it's just a matter of water just pouring in, and that's how a skirt will explode as well as implode. They've actually done a really good job on this. It has a stitching that runs around. There's a stitching that runs around the valve on the outside. It looks very high quality. It is their valve. They have their logo on it, and on the inside of this valve, you can see how it's stitching glued right there, and it looks really good. I love the way this valve turned out and how it looks. I think this will be a great option for anyone that just wants to get a very durable spray skirt that is probably the most implosion and explosion resistant spray skirt on the market today. So yeah, I will leave links below where you could pick up the level 6 Class 6 or the level 6 Ace. There it is, everybody. That's all I got today on the, the level 6 Class 6. See y'all on the water.